So this is Honest Thoughts. Usman versus Masvidal 2. This fight's gonna be so good. Masvidal's like one of my favorite fighters, and Usman is so good, it's ridiculous. Usman especially, like, they're both super good. They're like at the highest levels. But Usman specifically, like his physical qualities, like he's insanely durable. Like he's made out of stone. Can't hurt him. And even if you do hurt him, he's gonna get up. He's gonna come back. He's gonna come at you. He hits like moderately hard. He doesn't get tired. And he's strong as shit. Like if he gets a hold of you and holds you down, you're not going anywhere. You're not gonna like out cardio him and be like, oh, I'll just hustle, transition till he gets tired to out transition him. That doesn't happen. You're not like, oh, like Woodley's ridiculously strong. Held the Woodley down. Like doesn't get tired and he's super strong. Now he may not be particularly explosive, but he can do everything. As far as like MMA striking goes, and that style of the MMA striking stance, like he can do everything. He can take you down, he can hold you down. He might not submit you, but you're not getting up. Not without a fight. You're probably going to be tired afterwards. And that's not saying Masvidal is not good. He is that good too. But I think the advantages are clear. They both can do everything. Masvidal has better striking and better defense. It's hard to hit him. It's hard to hit him clean with anything. Like any fights that he's lost have been hard decisions, and lately he's been smoking people. Like he did lose against Usman, but like let's not forget what he did against Till, what he did against the guy he fought before Till. I can't remember his name. I'll remember in a minute. But the difference between them are slim but still important. Masvidal's more willing to throw heat. He's more willing to throw combinations. The combinations are quicker and looser, and his defense is better. Usman might have better jab, but Masvidal does like to use the jab too. I think the calf kick is going to be a weapon in this fight. I think movement is going to be a weapon in this fight, especially for Masvidal. For both people, but especially Masvidal, that calf kick is going to be a weapon. I think he's going to not be super fleet-footed like Till or Wonder Boy or anything, but I think he's going to use movement more and try to catch Usman. Try to cut angles, use movement, catch Usman, not fight him head on. Because if you're going tit for tat, like Colby's got the same gas tank and the same level of striking, and tit for tat, Colby lost. And they both have probably equal wrestling too. I think the game plan is keep Usman turning. Don't let him hold you down at all. Not because it's that dangerous, but because it's like you're just losing time, you're losing points, you're losing rounds. If he holds you down for a minute in a round, either against the cage or on the ground, even if you get out of it, if you don't like land heat or something really convincing, which again, hard to hurt Usman. The only time we've seen him hurt is like, catching him with headshots in between his own punches, countering him. Like, it's not like you can like, oh, if I land this body kick, I'm gonna hurt it. It doesn't happen. Does not happen. He doesn't get hurt. Doesn't get tired. Like, and he's gonna come at you. He's not gonna stop. So, I mean, like, the way to deal with that sounds easy. Don't let him take you down. And keep him turning and try to cut angles and create opportunities for yourself. And it makes it sound like Masvidal's at a disadvantage, but Usman still needs to be fucking careful, because even if he doesn't get hurt, he could lose a decision. Masvidal's got faster hands, and Usman is not going to hurt Masvidal on the feet. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm imagining the scenario where Masvidal gets caught with the left hook and hurt, and Usman keeps landing jabs on him, and he goes down and gets hurt, and and gets finished. That's not the super likely option, but as I'm saying, Masvidal's not going to get hurt. I'm like seeing the scenario in my head. But I don't think that's going to happen. That's not like the likely bet to make. It might be a bet to put money on because it's so unlikely to happen. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't pay attention to odds and shit. Like, I don't know who the odds to win this fight are. I would imagine they're Usman. He has a giant wrestling advantage. But Usman still needs to be careful. Masvidal is so dangerous. I mean, both these guys are so good and they're at the highest levels. And we're going to see, like, how big that gap actually is between Usman and Masvidal. I don't think it's that big. You know, let's just say that Masvidal didn't have as much of a disadvantage in the first fight. Everybody says he did about the cutting weight and all that. Let's just say that he just had a shorter camp and then a weight cut a little bit harder. He's like 20% less good or 10% less good. That means we're just going to have a repeat of the first fight, which is boring to watch, but like it's important information because of how good Masvidal is. But I don't think that's the case. I think there was a massive cardio disparity. There's a difference in cardio because of that weight cut, and I think Masvidal maybe did have like a 20% less cardio tank in that fight, and that makes a giant difference. Because the difference is like when Masvidal still fought the same. So when he exploded to try to hurt Usman, he did catch him a few times early on. He doesn't have that energy to then move out and keep Usman off of him. Usman didn't want to fuck with the feet. He knew he could win by holding him down. He knew that he could win by having a cardio advantage. And that's what he did. I don't think he can do the same thing, and I think he knows it too. I think we're going to see a lot of stand-up and Usman picking his spots to take Masvidal down. Because he doesn't want to get caught coming in either. He doesn't want to get caught with a knee. And now Masvidal has that little bit more energy to hit him with something big while Usman's coming in. And that's dangerous. Like, real dangerous. Like, that just happened recently, and I can't remember. Someone just got hit with an... I know they're heavyweights, but Derek Lewis. When you know a guy's coming in, like, you have sort of an advantage. So we'll see how this plays out. There's, like, less technique stuff to break down because they're so similar. And Masvidal, even though he's better all around on the feet at basically everything, particularly his defense, they both fight still similarly. Masvidal's just like an upgraded version. Same thing with the wrestling. Masvidal's got great wrestling and great jiu-jitsu specifically, but again, Usman has giant advantage there. Not an interesting like technique advantage either, just like he's just better. So that's it. That's the fight. Kind of want Masvidal to win because then you have a trilogy, then it's super interesting. But I think Usman still might have the advantage and squeak out a decision, and probably hold him down like late, round 4 or 5. Like Masvidal starts to wear down, Usman starts holding him down. Usman comes on strong, usually on the end of the fight because he's so consistent. And yeah, I put money on a little bit on Usman. I don't think he's gonna stomp Masvidal, but I think he's got some advantages. All right, that's it.